let's get in it. I'm not gonna have music so that we can be cleared on the YouTubes, but it's a beautiful horny horn song that Zach Crane has put in there. Did you what was the process for finding the music for this? Was it you just leave it up to Kramus, or did you have input?
Um, yeah, I should have had more input. I have such a hard time picking music. And I'm always super picky on like what I do choose to send. But he sent me a rough draft with this song. I was like, oh yeah, that actually works pretty well. And yeah, it was like the first song that he suggested was the one we ended up using. We
Sick.
tried a few
Yeah.
different other ones, but this is the one that stuck. It's pretty cool. It happened
That's
pretty
usually how it
organically.
goes. Yeah, like the your first gut instinct is usually right. All right.
Right.
So sorry if you guys are watching and it's choppy playback, it's Zoom. We'll figure out better technology in the future. Leave a comment if you know how to do it better. Here we go.
So yeah, we've ended up filming almost like 2.5 minutes of stuff. And this is obviously a minute, but
Yeah,
there's
what
probably like
where's the other stuff?
I think they're um thinking about doing a mixtape or something down the line.
Oh, okay,
So we'll
sick.
have quite a bit of other things to use, but we just wanted to use the best stuff we could and have a quick minute that
Yeah, I
was
love
good and
that.
went by fast.
It it goes by fast and then it's also like slow because you're focused so hard on it at the same time. All right. And dude, I forget I keep calling you the Pajama Panther on Instagram. Dude.
I'll take it. I
Your
like it.
style is fantastic, man. All right.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Gecko Hawaii. They make these cool beach pants.
Gecko Hawaii, dude. All
If you're
right.
looking for
So
thin pants, I can take a beating. Check them out.
that's the thing. Like it seems like you're pretty vulnerable when you're wearing these pants. Like shinners must hurt like a son of a bitch. But yeah, fuck it. You're rocking it.
I mean, I got a secret. I wear pads. I got a shitty kneecap. I'm afraid it's gonna explode in half one of these days. It's already got chunks taken out of it. It's
That's
inevitable
smart.
that one day it's gonna shatter, but I try to protect it.
I think it's smart to wear pads. I low key don't tell anybody, but I also wear pads, and I'm starting to wear a helmet too. Shit, I'm
Good
getting
option. Good option. Smart
yeah.
guy.
Low key, my my girlfriend got hit by a car when she was riding
Oh
a
my
bike
god.
when she was younger, and so she's traumatized. And she's like, "Please wear a helmet." And then I started to argue it. I was like, I'm not gonna wear a helmet. I never have, and blah blah blah." And the more I was arguing, I was like, "There's really no like solid argument against wearing a helmet. It's just like
Yeah.
put it on."
It
My
is hard
only
to argue.
excuse was like my head is huge and legit, no helmet fits me, but I found one that fits, and we got to start rocking it. Anyway,
There you
back
go.
back to you and your pants doing this wall ride to bar spin to X up ride to 180 crank flip, dude. What the fuck? Oh, it's a lot. All right.
This was my first switch up I ever filmed in the streets. I've always been pretty bad at switch ups, but it feels pretty damn good to be able to actually film it in the streets.
That was fire. And it's what a crazy setup. That's like not a light rail to be going up. How many stairs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you're going up like a 16 stair rail.
It works pretty well. There's a good run up.
Dude,
And I
Trent
mean,
filmed
typically,
that really well. Go on.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Typically, I don't like to film tricks that people have seen before. Obviously, there's been a million pegs, switch whips, and pegs down whips and shit, but it just felt good to me because I never actually filmed in the streets before.
Yeah, hell yeah. You gotta
Break my
gotta
code.
break your code. You're like, I
That's
pretty much only do NBDs, but I'll let it slide for this 16 stair up rail to opposite tailwind.
the goal.
Your standards are that high to where this is a clip that you're not that stoked on. That's funny. Oh man. And there it is. Wait. No, is that the one that you were talking about? No, you
uh,
what did
I'm
we
not
just
sure.
talk about? 180 Smith cab nose. Oh yeah, 180 Smith nose cab bar
Mhm.
is the one you were talking about. How
Yeah, I've
long
been
how
trying
long did
that
this
one.
take? This is pretty tech.
This this happened really quickly, actually. I love the Smith Nose 180 bar. That's one of my favorite ledge tricks to do in general. And I've been trying to find a spot to do the fakie manual, and this one was just high enough to where it plopped you right in position and
That's
happened way quicker than I thought it was going to,
that's what's up.
which is always refreshing because a lot of the tricks I try to take way too long.
Right. Yeah. I I mean, I'm not on your level of riding, but the tricks that I film usually take me a long time too. And so like most of the time I want to go out with the filmer literally by myself, just one on one, and then put in the work. Like I kind of shy away from trying shit in front of people. But
Yeah, I'm the same
it's
way. I
it's
feel like I'm a headache to film.
yeah, I'm constantly like, I'm sorry, I'm taking so long. but then like knowing it from the other side of being the filmer and having a writer apologize, I'm like, dude, shut up. You're fine. You don't need to say sorry. Like, just keep
Right.
going. You got this. It's a mind
Right.
fuck either way. So that's a great clip.
This one was super
Shoosh.
fun. I
Yeah.
love sea ledges in general.
Yeah. What a combo. It's kind of, you've been practicing your skate park. I know your local has a sea ledge just like this, huh?
Pretty similar, yeah.
Yeah. Boom, dude.
I love the nose 180 bars. It's always a fun one.
They look amazing and very difficult. Well, you make them look easy, but oof.
That one was super satisfying. I had to do it twice. We initially filmed it at night the day before, and it ended up being too dark. So I had to go back the next morning, and it was the day of the deadline where we had to submit all this footage to Odyssey. And so
Damn.
I had the early mission trying to recreate this one.
That
And
sucks that it didn't work out with the nighttime footage. It's too dark.
this one looked better anyway. It's all good. I did it cleaner this time. But I always love these 180 bar combinations. It's always hard
Yeah.
trying to find one of these that Garrett hasn't already done. It's always fun trying to play with the trick and be like,
I
I don't know,
think
he's
this
probably done this
might
before,
be,
but he might not put it up.
yeah, maybe I haven't seen this trick ever. And it's like a nollie to over pegs
Yeah,
and then cab opposite bar spinning the wrong way for that. So good, dude. I love it.
thanks. Shout
And
out to
then
Julian Artiega. Back in the day, he did like a crook nollie to feeble 180 on an out rail type setup, and
okay,
that shit always
yeah.
blew my mind. So I don't know. It's a little easier to do crook nollie pegs, and yeah, eventually I figured out how to do it fakie.
That's
I
dope.
turned into that.
It's something, it's subtle because like when you watch the video, you know, you're just going through it full speed. You don't really realize like it's a nollie. Maybe you do. You gotta have a keen eye. Your writing is so tech that you can just watch the clips over and over again. I think I already told you that. Anyway,
I know. I
so we
almost feel
got
bad
bar
sometimes. I
spin,
feel like
crook.
I'm a hard person to appreciate if you're like a casual BMX watcher. Probably
Yeah,
doesn't
like the layman
translate,
is
but
just like, oh, neat. He did a trick and then a rail. You know, like they don't
right.
appreciate. I feel that way with skateboarding. Like I feel ignorant seeing some super tech skating, and I'm just like, yeah, it looks kind of all the same to me, but like, you know, people know. So, did you have to work for this one?
Oh
God.
yeah, this one took me quite a long time, and this is one of those of an example where my standards are just super high. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do bar switch crook in the streets before, and yeah, I ended up doing like bar switch crook 180 a ton of times. Randomly did bar switch crook 180 bar one of the times, but I love trying to take something that no one's ever done before and then adding another layer on top of it. It's
Shoo.
like, someone's gonna catch the bar crook tricks, but you're gonna have to
Man.
tail up out if you want
And
to,
honestly, like the way you landed it, where it's like clearly difficult, you know, and you swerve right away, it makes it so much better. Like you landing it like this makes it so much better than if you like landed, you know, textbook perfectly without the swerve. Like,
right?
oh, it's so good, dude.
But yeah,
That
that was a
is,
satisfying one. Just doing the bar switch crook is super scary, and you can tell I did it on like the very last chunk of the rail, so I didn't get in it and then slip out. So
yeah.
it was like immediately as soon as I felt the pegs on it, starting the tail whip.
Sheesh. Can't even relate in the least bit. Never even done a switch crook. Okay, here it is. This is the one. Boom.
Yeah, that one was super super gratifying. But I don't know. I take pride in my patience trying this shit, and if I get mad at the trick, then it's like I already feel like I lost. And unfortunately, this is one of them where I got mad. I was ready to throw my bike and shit, which I'm not proud of. But
Very rare, but it happens to the best of us. Do you think I love that idea of like being able to try something for a long time without getting mad and just controlling and staying focused. Do you think your kendama career has helped with that
absolutely,
mentality?
yeah. I mean, it's easy to get mad at your bike. I mean, you're on this metal object, you're flying through space doing crazy shit, and it hurts, and it's full of fear and pain. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's easy to get mad at it, and it's like this is my job. So yeah, obviously, it's like oh, I gotta earn my paycheck. I gotta do this crazy shit I don't want to do. This is so hard. But then, but yeah, it's like how are you gonna get mad at a piece of wood?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm the same way. I love doing the hardest possible thing I could try, and
Yep.
then landing it back into like a super hard stall balance, kind of trick.
Yeah.
And yeah, you look like a fucking dork if you're throwing a kendama getting all pissed off, and it just like it translates. Yeah, a little
That-
baby throwing a tantrum. Fuck this
that's
piece of wood.
That's part of the kendama like allure, I think, is just how frustrating it is. It looks fun when you see somebody doing it really well, and then you try it and you can't even get it on the stick once, and you're like, you got to start practicing breathing and just patience and doing the
Right.
same thing over and over again and getting it dialed. Like learning kendama was very fun and pretty rewarding part of the old life. I don't do it that much anymore, but that's dope. So tell me about this. Why is this hard? I mean, that's like a sounds stupid question, but explain, you know, why this is a difficult trick.
Yeah, so the nollie half cab bar in general is just like super difficult, and I believe I was one of the first people to ever do that one as well. I want to say I was the first, but I don't know. Somebody might have done it first before me. But yeah, it's one of those things where you come up with something new, then you want to just add layers and layers on top of it.
Yeah.
And this is one of those tricks that I knew was possible, but just super confusing to try. Uh, Obviously, you have to get in the right spin into the 180 or the right 180 into the Smith. As soon as you're in it, you have to spot your front wheel and be like turning your wheel at the same time to make sure you get the nollie cab. And
Yikes.
then
Yeah.
somehow you have to like pop off of the nollie to get space for the bars while still spinning all the way around to land properly. And it's just super confusing because you feel like you're throwing your bar spin and you have no time in the air at all. It feels like there's
Yeah.
no pop at all. And you
Yeah.
kind of just have to throw it before you know if you're in the right spot or not, which is never a good feeling. It always feels like you're going to die. But
Yeah, you're not really like you're using the momentum from the 180 into the Smith. It feels like, or like from the pulling up, you're just using that momentum. There's no extra pop from like going into the nose bonk, and then you're right. It's just falling off of the ledge and throwing the bars. So you said that took like 3 hours.
not 3 hours, no, but it was yeah, probably at least an hour, yeah. But yeah, I
Worth
don't
it.
know. The one just got me pissed off. I hate it. It irks me to this day that I got mad at it, but whatever. That's what happens when you're trying new shit. It
How's
happens.
this man's doing, Jared Duncan?
Jared, I think
Yeah,
he's doing great. He's still shredding. He can do every trick in the world on the fly out. It's pretty fun riding house park with him.
he has such a unique style, dude. I love watching him ride. And
Absolutely.
who else
Likewise.
is here in the background?
Bunch of boys. I don't know. Matt Nordstrom pulled up at one point. Had a bunch of Austin locals. All
Sick.
kinds of people were coming through. Hard to remember. There's always a fun squad when we're out pedaling downtown out there.
This is a lot.
Yeah, this was a confusing one. I initially was just playing with like 180 Smith cab bar to manual. And then I was like, oh man, I think I can land an X up. I think I got to try that shit. And then
That makes sense if you're messing up and you're landing in manual, but you have time to set it down. Okay, that's sick. And then how do you
yeah,
decide what trick to do out of the X-up ride?
initially I did a 360 and then I was just looking back like, I got to tail up out of it. I have to. And yeah, that was a really weird one because I never tried to X up whip off of a drop before. And obviously it's not like a big drop or anything, but it's just a weird trick. And I'm not used to having time when I do it. It's usually like, you unlock the X up and spin it immediately as quick as you can.
Yeah,
And it's just weird having a drop. And it was slightly downhill. So yeah, it's just a confusing one. That one took a minute.
fucking impressive, man.
And you can tell the whip is like on a weird axis as well. It doesn't look like a normal tail whip.
Tell me the story behind this clip.
I think this is at five hip. Yeah, I don't know. One of the first days we were there.
Fighting stance. You want these
Yeah.
hands, bro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of which, I've been doing mixed martial arts with my older brother for almost like 3 years now. He
Sick.
converted his garage into a little dojo, and yeah, we're in there every weekend doing drills. We're doing jiu-jitsu. We're doing wrestling. We're doing Muay Thai, MMA, all that shit.
Sick. Good for you, man.
Yeah,
You're
it's a
doing
ton of fun.
everything. We've reached the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed that clip. If you want to support me and the podcast, just subscribe and share the show with your friends. The full episode is in the description, so if you haven't, go check that out. It's also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you listen to podcasts. And the goal is just to grow. So if you could share the show with your BMX homies, that'd be dope. Anybody that you know that is a BMX nerd and would enjoy this podcast, do me that favor, and we'll keep all these clips coming and one episode every week. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.